Hi everyone, it's Laurel O'Sullivan, your Astro Advocate, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Grand Conjunction. This is what we've been waiting for all year. This is it. This is the penultimate event of Saturn and Jupiter coming together in the sign of Aquarius and firmly entrenching us in the age of Aquarius. So, what does this all mean? I'm going to break it down, and first, I'm going to give you a little context and background so that you understand just why this is so significant. So Saturn takes 29 years to go around the zodiac, and it spends about 2.5 to 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years in each sign. And so for the last about 3 years of our lives, we've been experiencing Saturn, the timekeeper, the planet, the part of ourself that wants to connect us with our inner authority in the sign of Capricorn. This has all been about mastering the structures in our life. Capricorn is an earth sign. Saturn has been in an earth sign for the last 200 years. So this is about manifestation of the physical structures, and it wants to push us wherever Saturn goes to grow up and to own our authority. And in Capricorn, it's all about the material structures in our life. And now we've shifted into an air sign, and this is a big, big deal because the last time that Saturn was in an air sign was in 1200 to about 1423 during the age of the Renaissance. So it's all about ideas, and we're going to notice a huge shift in the energy from the heavy earth energy that defined the Industrial Revolution era to now this lighter energy of air. And you may already be feeling this. It's about ideas and innovation and collaboration and community. So if you have a lot of air, or if you have an Aquarius sun, moon, or rising, you are definitely going to be feeling this in a significant way. So this grand conjunction, when it comes together, it kicks off a new 20-year cycle for all of us in our life of Jupiter and Saturn. So let me tell you a little bit about what each of those planets means. I've already shared with you that Saturn is sort of known as Father Time, Chronos, the timekeeper of the zodiac. It's here. It wants us to take our time, dot our I's and cross our T's as we learn to master the area of life that it's moving through. And Jupiter is about our higher selves. It asks us the question, where have we been underestimating ourselves? It wants to connect us to the possibilities in our life. So it asks us that question. And so the two of them coming together it's said when these two come together, this is about regime change, about possibilities, about authority. It is believed that it is said that this, by astrologers, that this conjunction happened on the day that Jesus Christ was born. So many are predicting that a new world leader is going to be brought into the world on the day of this grand conjunction. That's just how big of a deal this is. And that's on the macro or the societal level. But in terms of our own individual lives, this is also a time for us to have our own mini revolution. In Aquarius wants to connect us with our inner rebel, with our own uniqueness, with not being afraid to show up as who we are. And so for all of us, that's what we're being challenged to do. And Jupiter and Saturn together is like climbing a mountain over the next 2.5 to 3 years, wherever Aquarius is in your area of life that it governs in your chart. You are going to feel like you're climbing a mountain. So it's something hard and yet rewarding. And at the end of that 2.5, 3 year cycle, you are going to feel the exhilaration and the liberation and the freedom that comes from climbing a mountain. So this is a huge, huge deal. And it's really also being supported on the day of the Grand Conjunction with a very positive support from Mars and Venus, so that a deeper truth is going to be revealed to us about what's important to us and what we're here to do and the unique gifts we're here to bring into our lives. Because Jupiter and Saturn are outer planets. They're social planets. They give us a higher understanding of ourselves and the role that we play in society, who we're connected to, who we want to be connected to. And in Aquarius, again, this is about making new connections. It's about freedom and truth and enlightenment. So it's a really, really big deal. And on an individual level, the gift is for us to understand our own uniqueness. We're all being asked to set a worthy goal, and the reward will be the integrity and dignity for doing that. Now, Jupiter will start to move ahead of Saturn because it's a faster moving planet, and it's going to give us an understanding of ourselves and bring us into connection with the people and the tribes and the communities that we need in our lives in order to fulfill this part of our life. And it's really hard to signify how important of an event this is. So if 2020 was about clearing the past out of our life, clearing out the structures that no longer served us, then 2021, it's about bringing a new vision to light for all of us. And it's about discerning what it is that we really want to bring into the world. And the magic of Jupiter and Saturn coming together is that we're bolstered by strong faith in our life and the possibilities for accomplishing something hard and difficult. So it's about being open to the potential in your lives and the ability to bring forward a new skill. And it's freedom. Aquarius is a sign that very much values freedom and individuality. So it's giving ourselves permission to own that, let your sort of unique, weird part of yourself come forward. And with Aquarius, there's a certain detachment because it's an air sign and it's a very independent-minded sign. So that'll make it, Saturn feels more comfortable in Aquarius than it did in Capricorn. So it's about learning to honor our differences as well as others' differences. And when Saturn and when Jupiter moves out of Capricorn on the December 20th, 21st, we are going to be rewarded in that area of our life where Saturn has been for the last 2.5 years, which, as I said at the beginning of this, is Capricorn. So I want to share with all of you where you can expect to receive some development, some lightness, some gift for the hard-won work of maturity that you've been engaged with over the last 2.5 to 3 years. For Aries, this is happening for you in the area of your public mission. So it's bigger than your career. It's how you're serving the community, and where have you underestimated your role in the community, and how have you been holding yourself back in that area of your life. And now Saturn and Jupiter have come together in your 11th house, which is your long-term goals and gains and friendships. So you're going to be taking the bump you receive in that 10th house and applying it as you redefine your goals and who's important to you. It's going to be a lot about networking and connecting with the right people in order to sustain the mastery you've been developing in that house of public mission. For Taurus, this has been all about redefining what's possible, your worldview, your outlooks, which very well could be through travel or higher education, since that's also what the 9th house governs. And you might have been feeling restricted, and now there'll be some opportunities for you because now you are going to have Saturn and Jupiter coming together in your house of public mission and how you fulfill your role in the community. For Gemini, you've been feeling this sense of potentially being held back or restrictions or challenges in the house of deep bonding, the deepest sort of psychological house, deep bonding with another. And now as Saturn moves out of the 8th house and Jupiter does as well, you're going to be shifting into learning new lessons in the next 2.5, 3 years about what's possible for you in terms of your worldview and higher education and travel and religion as it moves into the 9th house. For Cancer, you might have been feeling restricted or challenged or learning lots of lessons in your house of one-on-one partnership. And now there's going to be an opportunity or a lightness there to reap the rewards if you've been putting in the effort and the work. And now you're going to be given a new challenge over the next 2.5, 3 years as Saturn and Jupiter come together in your house of deep bonding, of psychological of knowing ourselves at a deep psychological level. For Leo, you may have been feeling some challenges in the area of work or duty or public service or your health, and perhaps you've mastered that because Jupiter again wants to ask the question of how I've been underestimating myself, and now it's going to move into your 7th house of one-on-one partnership, and you'll be given the opportunity to apply that skill of maturation and development in the area of partnerships. But what have you learned about your health, your duty, your public service, your day-to-day routine and schedule? There's likely been some gift or some positive development that's going to occur for you over the next several weeks to a month as those two signs or two planets move out of your house of health and service and into your one-on-one relationships. For Virgo, you've been challenged in how to have fun. Saturn, the taskmaster, and the house of having fun is an unusual combination, but Virgos need to learn to relax and to have fun, and to self-express. So that's what's been happening for you. And the question of how have I been underestimating myself and my ability to do that is probably top of mind for you. And now you're going to have Saturn and Jupiter moving into this house, the sixth house of health and duty and daily schedule. So you might find yourself getting really busy or tackling a health problem. Just getting your life into better balance over the next 2.5 to 3 years. For Libra, this has been a time where your home and your family have been undergoing reassessment and potentially restructure and redefining. You might have felt some challenges there. And it can also relate to our deepest emotional sense of security. And now you're going to be having these two planets move into your fifth house, which is the house of fun and creative self-expression. Scorpio, you've been feeling challenged in how you use your voice, how you're able to express yourself in social media, in the public, in your day-to-day life, in your community. And now you are going to have a gift or a reward for that. Some of you it might be in your work life and how you communicate with others. And you're going to have Saturn and Jupiter moving into your fourth house, which is how you develop your deepest sense of security in the world, which is also our home and our family as well. For Sagittarius, you've been experiencing growth and maturity in the area that has to do with your self-worth and self-values and what you value, also your material resources. And you might have had some hard-won battles, and now you're going to have Saturn and Jupiter moving out and giving you some relief in this area. And now they're going to be moving into your house of voice and how you use your voice in your community and how you relate to people in your day-to-day lives. Capricorn, well, for the last 2.5 to 3 years and even longer, you've been redefining yourself on, an identity level, a physical level, because you've had Saturn in your first house, and it's now ready to move out and teach you lessons in this area of self-worth, material worth. So for you, out of all the signs, you're likely going to be feeling a huge shift with all the hard-won lessons that you've been learning about yourself on a very fundamental level. For Aquarius, Saturn and Jupiter have been in your 12th house, which is our house of undoing, our unconscious fears, our hidden beliefs that hold us back, and they've been wiping out a lot of baggage. And I know a lot of Aquarians have had a hard time sleeping, for instance, because this is also kind of the house that has to do with our sleep patterns. So this is going to be a welcome relief. And now, Aquarians, this is the beginning of a brand new you as Saturn and Jupiter move into your sign and kick off a whole new 29-year cycle for you and your development, just like happened for Capricorns starting in end of 2017, beginning of 2018. And then we have Pisces, and for you, you've been feeling this restriction or this sense of how have I been underestimating myself in the area that has to do with your friendships and your long-term goals, wishes, and dreams. And now you're going to have Saturn and Jupiter moving into your 12th house to kind of do the deep purging of the unconscious mind, of the things that have been holding you back, the limiting beliefs and the fears. So, and the reward may be a new group of friends or newly defined long-term goals for yourself. So as you can see, this is a huge, huge deal. It's a huge reset for all of us the next 20 years of our lives, because that's the cycle of Saturn and Jupiter. But also it's a big deal because we're shifted from Earth into air, and the energy is going to shift. It's all about collaboration and innovation. And again, being willing to express ourselves and to really define what it means for us to have freedom in our own lives. So I hope that this video has been helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. I do offer individual birth charts as well as monthly subscription-based coaching. And in January, I'll be starting a new subscription-based coaching, in which I'll be sharing more details about. And I also have a free gift if you're interested in knowing 3 things you can do now to claim your life purpose. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.